Hello everyone, myself Dr. S.K. Pawar. I heartily welcome all of you to my first lecture about mathematical and statistical techniques. In yesterday's lecture, you have seen the syllabus of this paper, Mathematical and Statistical Techniques. My colleague Nagesh Kale sir has explained you the detailed syllabus for this paper, and he has also told you the question paper pattern for this paper. As you know, there are two sections, section 1 and section 2. Okay, in this paper, mathematical and statistical techniques. First section is mathematical techniques and second section is statistical techniques. Now this second section, statistical techniques, you have learned this since your school days. Statistics is also a part of mathematics, but it is applied mathematics. It is a branch of applied mathematics where we study numbers, a collection of numbers about any fact or phenomenon. Okay. So, you have learnt in your school days how to modify or how to represent. Suppose you are given a data like this 5, 10, 7, 18, say 20, suppose 35, suppose 45 and so on and so on, and then you might be remembering that you would have arranged the data, like this. Group or class, then the tally bars and total, So class, suppose here I take first class as 0 to 5, or I may suppose 0 to 10, then 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40 and so on and so on. Do remember this? We will see the first number 5, then we will check 5, see the group to which 5 belongs to. So 5 lies between 0 and 10, so we will have a one tally bar here. Then take the another number 10, so 10 belongs to both of these. Okay, but we will consider 10 in that group or in that class where 10 is the lower limit. This is called as lower limit, this is called as upper limit. I will tell you very soon. So we will take here, then 7 we will add here. Do you remember? And suppose I have another number between 0 and 10, another number between 0 and 10. So after 4, if I have one more number between 0 and 10, we will make a group of this like this, and then go on correcting all the numbers like this, and then have a total here as say 5, 1, total of the tally bars here 4, 3. Okay, so you have learned this in 5th standard or 7th standard somewhere. So we will see once again. So what you have learned, many of you have learned all these things in Marathi, because most of you are coming from Marathi medium, some of you are coming from convent or English medium. So but we have to take care of all of you. So I will explain in between some of the things in Marathi, okay, whenever necessary. So see, you have to study now, you have to study such a data 0 to 10, 5. How many, suppose this is number of students, how many students are there between 0 and 10, 10 and 20. So this is number of students between 20 and 30 and so on and so on and so on. So we have to study such a data, group and total. Okay. So you have to, here onwards in this course, you have to study how to find in the first topic, your first topic of second section is about summarization measures. Measures, there are two types of measures, measures of central tendency, averages, they are called as averages. How to find average? For example, see, when I used to ask to somebody of you that what is your percentage of 12th, then you may say I have 89% or I have 80%. So, see, on your mark sheet you may not have 80 marks in any of the subject, but still you say I have 80%. So, that number 80, okay, no subject you have not got, you haven't scored 80 marks in any of the subject on your mark sheet, but you used to tell me your percentage as 80. So, that number 80 is representative of all the marks of other subjects, and we call it as percentage or average marks. Okay. Averages are those numbers which represent given whole data, your mark sheet. Suppose there are 8 subjects and 8 subjects have different marks, and you used to tell, say I have 67% marks. So, 67 is that number which represents marks of all 8 subjects. Okay. So, such numbers which represents whole of the data, they are called as averages. Okay. So, that is one part. So, in unit 1 is summarization measures. It consists of two main articles or subunits, measures of central tendency, that is other name is averages, and another second article, second subarticle or second subunit is measures of dispersion. Measures of, if you are given a data, suppose I have conducted a test of mathematics, and suppose I have collected marks of all 100 students from FY BCom class. Suppose I have conducted a test of 50 marks. Some of the students have got, suppose one student has got say 10 marks, other has 49 marks, some has say 25 marks, another has 18 marks, and so on and so on. I have collected 100 such numbers of 100 students, and now I want to find what is the performance of the class as a whole, performance of whole class. Then what I have to do? How we find average? So, your percentage of marks, how it is calculated? We add all the marks of the subjects and we divide total number of subjects. So, that is average or arithmetic mean we used to calculate. So, I will calculate average of all the students, and then I have to see, suppose average mark of whole of the class will be a single number. Suppose average is 30. There may be some students who have got say 7 marks, and there may be some students who have got 49 marks out of 50. So, how is the variation among the marks of the students from the average? From 30, how much the marks of a students with lowest score vary or differ? What is the difference between the marks of lowest student and students of marks with highest score? So, what is the difference between these marks, and how is the variation? So, we can calculate the variation. So, if there is more variation, then the average is not a good average. Okay. So that is why we can measure the variation also, and those objects which are used to measure such variation in the marks of the students from a certain number, they are called as measures of variation or measures of dispersion. So, that you have to learn. So, even you have studied these also. You have studied measures of central tendency, averages, measures of dispersion before your 10th. You have studied everything. Not only that, even those who have studied 11th maths in 11th and 12th, they have learnt everything once again. So, but I do not know how many of you have learnt mathematics in 11th and 12th, and many of you are coming from Marathi medium. So, we will repeat all these things. Okay. So, here in statistics you have to study such type of data. You have to learn how to find the averages, how to measure the variation, and so on and so on. Okay. So, there are different tools. See, up till now you might be knowing, actually you know what is arithmetic mean, sarasari, or mean. Then you know what is the median, madhyaga. In Marathi it is called as madhyaga. Then mode, a number which is repeated more number of times, which is repeated frequently in the data. Suppose I collect the marks of 100 students, and if I have score 30, so suppose say out of 100, suppose 39 students have scored 30 marks, then that will be the number. 30 is the number which, if I collect marks of all the students, then 30 will be the number which is repeated most of the time. So that is called as mode. In Marathi it is called as bahulak. So you have learnt arithmetic mean, median, mode in your school days only. Not only that, you have studied the next subunit, measures of dispersion. In measures of dispersion, you have to study quartiles, range, then quartile deviation, then mean deviation and standard deviation. So for mean deviation, in Marathi we call it as praman vichalan, standard deviation, sarasari vichalan. So you have learnt all these things in Marathi, or some of you might have learnt in English also, but in your school days, or at the most you have learnt all these things in your junior college in 11th and 12th. Okay, so almost all these, the first unit is just a preliminary introductory topic which is being studied by all of you either in Marathi or in English in your school days up to 10th only. Okay, but once again we are going to see it for many of you, as many of you are coming from Marathi medium, so and you are going to learn all these things in English. So we will repeat once again some of the concepts which are necessary here. Okay. Now see, the first important thing in statistics is we require the data. Data means quantitative data or numerical data, sankhyaत्मक माहिती. Unless you have data, you cannot study or you cannot analyze the data. So suppose I want to collect the data about age of students. Okay. So for that, when I want to collect the data, so for what is the size of the data, what is the size of my data, whether I want to collect the data for students of FY BCom, or whether I want to collect the data of first year students of Sindhudurg district, or whether I want to collect the data of students from Mumbai University. So that means what is the scope of my inquiry, what is the size of the data. Okay. So if I consider all first year students from Mumbai University, then that will be large collection. So such a large collection, the collection of all objects under consideration, the collection of all objects under consideration is called as a population. It is called as population. I will introduce you with some basic terminologies that are essential in statistics. You should know all these things. Okay. So population is the collection of all objects, under consideration. It is also called as population or universe. Collection of all objects, all first year students from say Mumbai University, or I may consider all first year students from SRM college. Okay. So it depends on you that how much is the size of the data you are interested in. Okay. So population is collection of all, it is the collection of all objects under consideration, collection of all objects under consideration. It is called as population. For example, collection of all say teachers in Mumbai University, those who are studying, those who are teaching mathematics. Second thing you require, see, not every time, suppose I want to do a study about the performance of first year students in certain examination. It is not possible all the time that we can collect the data about all the students from Mumbai University, or not only that, it is not possible for somebody who is interested in doing all these things to collect the data of all students from some SRM college also. So, for that, if I want to study the performance of first year students in a certain examination or say first semester, not possible for a particular fellow, a particular person to collect marks of all the students from SRM college also. So, for that what he will do is, he will choose a particular class, or even if a person is studying performance of, he wants to study performance of FY BCom students in a certain test. Every time it is not possible to collect the marks of all the students. So, for that what we have to do is, we have to choose a sample. So, what is the sample? Sample is yes, it is the collection, a collection. What is the sample? When we go to the market, yes, and suppose you want to purchase the grapes, what we do is, we select a sample, we test it, and then we decide quality of the whole lot. So, sample, or when you go to any grocery shop, if I want to purchase wheat, then we consider a handful of grains, and then we see how is the quality of that handful of grains, and we will decide whether to purchase or not the wheat. So, that is the sample. So, we always, whenever we go to purchase anything, or whenever we are interested in the enquiry of anything, always we first of all enquire about or demand for a sample. So, sample is the collection of objects which represents whole of the population. Okay. So, a collection of some selected objects, a collection of some selected objects from population, it is called as a sample. Okay. Instead of considering all the students from FY BCom, I will choose at random any 10 students, and then I will study their performance, and I will decide the performance of all the students from the class. Okay. So, this will save the time. Okay. Now, the choice of the sample, it is left to the person who is studying, but there are standard methods of selecting a sample, and yes, in statistics there are so many methods of selecting a sample also, and you can use the standard method and you can select a sample. So, sample is a collection of some selected objects from population. Next thing we require is, so, variate, or it is also called as variable or variable. Suppose I want to collect the marks of students, then for each student I will get different marks. Okay. So, these marks, or suppose I want to study what is the average age of first year students. So, age of each student will be different for different student. Okay. So, age, marks, height, or say income, expenditure, production. Okay. So, or number of births, okay, or say number of accidents. So, all these are, yes, quantities which can be measured. How we can measure marks? In terms of a number. How we can measure, say, number of students in first year class? In terms of number. So, there are certain characteristics or qualities. Height is a quality. Height is a quality of the human being. Age is also a quality of the human being. Marks is a quality of the student. It is a characteristic of a student, or intelligence, or income is a characteristic attached to different persons. Everybody's income will be different, so it will differ from person to person. Okay, so those characteristics or those qualities, see, we collect the data about what? We collect the data about income, expenditure, or number of students, or marks scored, or age of students, like that. Okay, so all these properties or characteristics or qualities. Okay, income is quality of one person, or age is quality of human beings. Okay, so those characteristics or those qualities which can be measured, असे गुणधर्म की ज्याच्याविषयी आपल्याला संख्यात्मक माहिती गोळा करायची आहे, कारण संख्याशास्त्रामध्ये संख्यात्मक माहिती गोळा करणं फार महत्त्वाचं आहे, त्याच्याशिवाय तुम्ही पुढे जाऊ शकत नाही. त्यामुळे द कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक असा गुणधर्म की ज्याच्याविषयी आपल्याला माहिती गोळायची आहे, द कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑर द क्वालिटी अबाउट विच वी वॉन्ट टू कलेक्ट द डेटा, इट शुड बी, हाऊ शुड बी दॅट क्वालिटी ऑर कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक, इट शुड बी एक्सप्रेस्ड न्यूमेरिकली. ते संख्यात्मक स्वरूपात व्यक्त करता येण्यासारखे गुणधर्म की जे व्यक्ती टू पर्सन बदलतात आणि संख्यात्मक स्वरूपात मोजता येतात, अशा गुणधर्मांना म्हटलं जातं व्हेरिएट. There are certain characteristics which cannot be expressed numerically. They are called as attributes. Okay. Now see what is variate. The characteristic which can be expressed numerically and which changes from object to object is called as variate. So those properties which change from object to object and which can be measured in terms of a quantity or in terms of numbers, that is, they are called as, they are expressed numerically. So those which cannot be expressed, which can be measured in terms of numbers or which can be expressed in terms of numbers and which change from object to object, such characteristics they are called as variate. For example, age, weight, height, marks, it's income, expenditure, all these are variate. Okay, now see, there are certain characteristics which cannot be expressed numerically, which change from object to object, but which cannot be expressed numerically. For example, intelligence, poverty, honesty, cruelty, etc. So these are the characteristics or qualities whose existence only can be checked. Whether, suppose for example I have a person, I can say only whether he is a poor or not, whether he is a honest or not, exist or not exist. The property of the quality of honesty, whether exist or not. Okay, such properties or characteristics which cannot be expressed numerically, only whose existence or non-existence can be noted, they are called as attributes. So they are called as attributes. Okay. For example, poverty, honesty, intelligence, etc. Okay, so this is about attribute. Now come to some more concepts. See, once we collect the data and about any characteristic, about any variable, and if you find an answer, for example, suppose we collect the height of all Indians. Also, my population is whole of the people from India, and if I collect the data about their height and if I find a single number which will represent height of all the Indians, we know the average height of Indian is 5 feet and 6 inches. Okay, so that is a single number which represents whole of the population. Okay, so such a single number which represents whole of the population. So the average or a quantity, an average or a quantity which is calculated for all the objects from population, is called as a statistic. Okay, such an average is called as statistic. For example, average height of average height of an Indian, average height of an Indian. So that its height is calculated for all the elements from population. Okay. Now, if we calculate or if we find such a quantity for the object from a sample. Okay. For example, consider a group of students from a class, and if we find their height or their weight, then such a average or such a number, single number which will represent height or weight or age of a group of students from a class. Okay. That is, we calculate the result, such a average for a sample, then such a single number, such a average, an average or a quantity which is calculated for all the objects from a sample, such a result which is calculated for a sample is called as a parameter. It is called as a parameter. Parameter means which goes on changing, because if I have a class of students, then I may select a sample, different samples of students. Okay. So, and for each of the group of such students selected sample, we may calculate the average. Okay. So, the average, suppose I want to calculate the average marks of students from 100 students. Okay. Then I may select any 10 students. Suppose I find the average and it is 70. If I choose another group of 10 students, then average will be different. So, average, it is the average of the sample, but it varies from sample to sample. So, it is called as a parameter. For example, average height of a group of students from a class. Okay.